I'm good. Cuba, Vancouver, Orlando, Banff, Japan, and Nova Scotia. But where will the next band trip be? It's that time already, and term 1 is over. That means parent-teacher interviews. Fast food, service, retail are just some of the jobs out there for high school students. After 3 years, band gets the opportunity to go to Alberta for a whole week, but this trip will play out very differently than the past band trips. Will it succeed? I was able to learn more about it. Next week, grade 10 to 12 students in band will get the opportunity to travel to Alberta from November 30th to December 5th. This is a big opportunity for band students who may have never been on a trip like this before.
I'm super excited because I have never been to Edmonton before, and just like thinking about seeing the new places and meeting the new people, it's all just so much to process.
With Experiences Canada helping make this trip possible, there will be a few tweaks to the usual band trip. With this trip, kids may have some other responsibilities than usual.
Well, we're going to be joining some other kids at their school, and we're going to be doing a lot more stuff with music.
For most, this band trip will broaden their horizons when it comes to different music genres and styles.
I think it's going to be really cool since we're going to like an Indigenous reserve. That'll be a very different experience because I think a lot of us in our class haven't exactly experienced that before.
While for others, this trip will push them out of their comfort zones a little to interact with new people.
I've been on lots of airplanes before, but this one's going to be different because I'll have my friends instead of my family next to me, which will also be interesting because it'll be more independent and less of, it'll be more independent. When you're traveling internationally, I think there's a little bit more pressure because you're not as close to home. So if something goes wrong, your parents can't just like contact you.
The students in band are really excited for this band trip, and even though it may be scary going somewhere new, this is still definitely the opportunity of a lifetime. From VMTV News, I'm Isabel Snow. Every semester, a parent-teacher conference is held for students and their parents to meet with their teachers. It can help students and parents to figure out what is best for the student and what is expected throughout the rest of the semester. Teachers discuss the course and make sure that the parents are aware of the certain situations. English teacher Patricia Redekop explains why they occur.
It's a community to raise a child, and I think the parents know their own child best, and I'm just a specialty in a subject matter, and how best can I teach that child? The parents will have insight, and I can give them insights so they can get supported at home as well.
Teachers experience these conferences every year, and parents get the chance to meet the teacher and learn about their children's courses. Parent-teacher conferences occurred last week for students and parents. A second conference will happen next semester for students and parents to meet different teachers. Does minimum wage lead to minimum effort? Students' jobs fill an important role in society, and students gain valuable experience along the way. Greg Ratz has the job to tell us more.
In society, there is usually a pecking order for those who strive to reach for the top. Student jobs tend to fall pretty low on the corporate ladder, but that doesn't mean that they aren't important.
I think that it's important because you get to learn kind of new things and get to meet new people, learn new skills, talents, anything like that.
Many high school students seek employment, and each has their own objectives and goals for their early job or jobs.
Getting a job exposes students to a new way of learning and just being, I feel like it teaches a lot of good life skills that you can learn, because especially since I work in customer service, I've learned so much about how people are, like how the real world is.
Finding employment while in high school enables students to learn important lessons of work ethic and can create connections for future references.
Values I've learned is to work as a team, work in high energy places, make sure that you are always communicating with people around you, get to know people.
I've definitely learned how to be a hard worker versus the people that don't really do anything.
Nearly 70% of Manitoba students 18 plus work regularly. However, among students under the age of 16, less than half find employment.
Homework is definitely a big thing. If you have high-end courses that require a lot of homework and time at home to get caught up on things, it's definitely an issue. And if you have a job that might be a little hard to kind of keep with homework and any extracurricular.
Setting yourself a certain amount of hours to work is important because you want to work shouldn't be your priority as a high school student, because you should be working on getting through high school and like playing on your sport team and enjoying being just a student and a kid. You shouldn't devote so many hours to work.
Vincent Massey students looking for more information on job opportunities can check out their team's grade groups for job and volunteer opportunities. For VMTV News, I'm Craig Ratz.
Kira Stevens has our money markets for today. Let's take a look at that.
Here are today's money markets. First, we got gold, which is down a little bit today, but is at $1,738.90. Next, there is silver that started lower but keeps rising at $21.07. Bitcoin took a big rise to $21,627 with 30 cents. Crude oil is next, and the price has been raised to $81.25 per barrel. The TSX started high and went lower, but it is now climbing and is back up to 20,207.67. The S&P was on the low end today, but is now on the way back up to 3,990.13. And that is all on money markets today, and we got more coming up right after this. For VMTV, I'm Kira Stevens. Back to you at the desk.
It's time to find out who the class of the week is this week. It's none other than Mrs. Bromley's AP English class. Kira Stevens got to learn more about this class.
To teach a lesson, you need a plan, good timing, info sheet, and the ability to stand in front of the class to teach. Over the course of this week, Mrs. Bromley's AP English class has been teaching their fellow classmates, making her students the class of the week.
This project allows students to have a lot more choice and in how they communicate their learning. So I quite like that about it. And it also impacts their learning because it forces them to do more discovery learning rather than relying on the teacher to tell them about this concept. They have to go explore it themselves.
Student Rory McCollin, along with his group, has been working diligently to make their lesson.
There's really more to it than that, and you are also teaching an hour for students, but you also have to be more aware of what's going on in that hour than the students are. So there's a lot of preparation that I didn't think would have to be done by myself and other members of the group.
Throughout the year, Mrs. Bromley has other creative ways as well to teach her class the aspects of AP language, because they signed up for this challenge.
I think students take AP English language because they want a challenge. Maybe they really like reading, maybe they like writing, but more than that, I think students take the class because they're interested in what's going on in our world.
It was an easy choice for Rory to take AP English as he wanted to be in an environment of other committed learners.
I take AP English especially because I'm with a lot of students who want to be there, and everyone puts in the effort every day and wants to get better.
The class of AP English provides students who tend to strive to achieve more and space in order to do so. Make sure to tune in next week to see who's class of the week. For VMTV, I'm Kira Stevens.
Move over, Hendrix. There's a new generation of aspiring guitarists waiting in the wings. The Vincent Massey Guitar Club is now into its second year as an extracurricular club at Vincent Massey. Led by Darren Duncalf, the group meets on Tuesdays and Thursdays in room 14 over lunch periods to teach the basics of guitar.
We're just kind of taking the beginners and moving them on to the next steps in their learning, and hopefully they keep coming back. It's like kind of an inspiration thing to make sure that just expose them, kids that have never sat behind a guitar before, and just kind of wanted to give it a try.
Students can participate either as a learner or an instructor, as much of the teaching happens from student to student. If you are interested in learning more, contact Mr. Duncalf via email or Teams chat, or drop into room 14 at lunch to check out what it's all about. Why did the angry Jedi cross the road? To get to the dark side. Let's see what's in upcoming movies this week. For the first time in more than a decade, DreamWorks Animation presents a new adventure in the Shrek universe with a daring outlaw, Puss in Boots. Along with the course of his life, Puss discovers that his passion for peril and disregard for safety have taken their toll. He has burned through 8 of 9 lives, though he lost count along the way. Getting those lives back will send Puss in Boots on his grandest quest yet. If you want something that's fun for the whole family this weekend, come check out Puss in Boots: The Last Wish at Landmark Cinemas. From VMTV News, I'm Isabel Snow. Cold and chilly winter weather is snow laughing matter. Kian Lemaire has this week's weather.
Hi, I'm Kian Lemaire, and this is your VMTV weather for November 24th. Across the country, we got 10 degrees in Victoria. We got 9 degrees in Edmonton. We got 2 degrees in Regina. And then over here, we got 3 degrees in Thunder Bay. We got 3 degrees in Ottawa as well. We got 0 degrees in Halifax and -2 in St. John's. Next is in Manitoba. So the Manitoba temperatures are 4 degrees or -4 degrees in Thompson. We got -2 degrees in Dauphin. We got 1 degrees in Winnipeg. And finally, we got 1 degrees in Brandon. So looking at the current conditions in Brandon, we are currently at 9 degrees and in sunny conditions. Tomorrow will be 3 degrees and partly cloudy. And next we got Sunday with partly cloudy with a chance of flurries and at a high of 1 degrees. From VMTV Weather, I'm Keen Lemaire, and back to you at the desk.
Taking a look at this week's calendar. Occurring tonight, November 24th, in Brandon, is Mecca Productions' Little Women. It is taking place in the Western Manitoba Centennial Auditorium. Grab some tickets and go enjoy the show. This weekend, on November 25th and 26th, the Brandon Wheat Kings play against the Lethbridge Hurricanes. Each night at 7 p.m., they play in the rink at the Keystone Center, and be sure to go grab some tickets and watch the hockey game. Finally, this weekend is the Black Friday sale. Online stores and local shopping stores all have special sales, so do not miss out. Tonight, the bowling teams are to complete their 8th set of games. The team have mostly disregarded their scores and have been having a blast. The students range from grade 9 to 12, and they have some veteran players. Students that started bowling in grade 9 and are now in grade 12 know all the tips and tricks, while grade 9s are new this year, are just learning the basics. The recent scores have been high, and the teams continue to improve each week. The last set of games will occur on December 8th. This season is nearing the end, and students wish it continued. This past week found your Vikings battling both on and off the ice. The team has passed the flu back and forth for the past 2 weeks, with many players being unavailable due to illness. Despite this, the team continues to find ways to win. The top 3 scorers in the league are all Vikings, as well as the 6 players in the top 15 in league scoring. The Vikings recently participated in the Dryden Eagles hockey tournament. The team finished off with a 2-2 record, good for 3rd place. Next up are the games this weekend, in Glenboro Saturday and in Deloraine Sunday at home, followed by the Crocus Plains tournament starting December 1st. Student Council held a ping pong tournament from Monday to Wednesday this week in the foyer. It started with a bunch of people playing the game to proceed through the bracket. Tuesday, everyone played until it was down into 2 individuals. The final game was between Mr. Dawood C. and Mr. McMillan yesterday. To conclude the 3-day tournament of the winner of the final was Mr. McMillan. That's it for VMTV News today. I'm Isabel Snow.